the Human Loop podcast, powered by Ethereum. Hey, and welcome to the Human Loop Show and this week's Weekly Loop, where we're talking about what's really shaping leadership in a world increasingly powered by AI, but still importantly steered by us, by humans. So it's January 2026, and today we're not going to be talking about buzzwords. We're going to be talking about the data-backed trends that we can see and those that are importantly going to define leadership next year. But also why the old playbook is now a complete liability. So in the first section, I just want to talk about the state of play. What are we seeing at the moment? Let's start with the numbers that matter. A recent Lloyds Bank Business Barometer survey surveyed 1,200 businesses around the UK and found that a third of organisations plan to invest in AI tools in 2026. So not in the future, but in 2026. And 35% plan to invest in team training. Now, that's a signal that executives see AI as essential and recognise the need to build human capability around it. Elsewhere, other workforce studies are showing that 39% of employees report noticeable productivity gains from AI tools. So that's 35%. So that's highlighting that AI isn't abstract. It's already affecting how work is getting done. But the catch is that skill gaps are still the number one barrier to transformation. So 63% of employers are citing them as the biggest blocker to this organizational change. So what are we seeing? We're seeing leaders investing in tech, but realizing they don't yet have the capability in their workforce to make it work. This signals kind of trend number one, and that's like strategic leadership is now a core skill. So if you are a leader in 2026 and you're not thinking strategically, and by that I mean every single day, strategically, you're already behind. So leaders and managers aren't just like executors of strategy anymore. They need to be the strategy operators. And data is backing this up. A Gartner study shows that organizations that routinize change, make change instinctive rather than inspirational, have 3 times higher probability of healthy adoption than those stuck in old ways. So this is about making change a routine. So strategy in 2026 isn't planning to do like big thing once a year. It's making good, small decisions at pace every day. And that's exactly what the data points to out there. It's pointing to adaptive leaders are going to win. And I talked a bit about the super adapters in an earlier podcast. AI is also accelerating work, but it's exposing gaps. So if AI adoption isn't future talk anymore, it's happening this year. Enterprise use of AI is leading this, with some tech firms with 80% of employees actively using AI tools, yielding a 30% productivity gain in key functions like software development, like finance. But the uncomfortable truth here is nearly half of all leaders believe skill gaps themselves are slowing AI adoption. So it's not a technology problem, it's a leadership and workforce capability problem. Therefore, leaders have got to make AI real, not just buy it, but it's about the human insight, the ethical decision-making, and the influence about how are we going to make sure that the human skills, the very ones that traditional leadership development has often underfunded, those soft skills or those human skills, have got to be a core investment in 2026 so that you as an organization can make the most out of these benefits from AI adoption. There's a skills death cycle. So another survey pointed that actually a sobering reality that the world of skills is moving so fast that between 2025 and 2030, an estimated 39% of core skills in a business will become outdated. And so 85% of businesses know they need to prioritize this. Only 36% of organizations actually have strong career development programs that are pointing towards these future skill sets. So this points to us as leaders that actually, skills aren't built in webinars, they're built in practice, in coaching, in feedback loops, and with real accountability around AI pilots and AI transformation within all of our organizations. This is really important also because purpose and trust, we know purpose and trust drive performance. So let's talk about something that the data really underscores, and that's that purpose and trust are performance multipliers. Now, I think we've known this for a while, but one recent study that's just been published found that employees who feel high purpose alignment with leadership are 4.1 times more likely to stay with their employer. So that's loyalty, that's engagement, and that's performance. 4.1 times more likely. So in an age of AI and automation, the thing that machines can't give you is meaning, it's purpose, and the trust that backs it becomes your real competitive edge. It's why leadership development has to focus on human connection. It's got to focus on building trust, clarity, and psychological safety. And with psychological safety, we're not talking about like just kind, fluffy stuff here. We're talking about the real parameters around what good performance looks like and the clarity around and transparency around how to get there. So here's my blunt takeaway for 2026. Technology will continue to raise the bar, but humans, we're still going to set the bar. As leaders, we need strategic thinking, human judgment, and the ability to develop those exact capabilities in our people. And data shows that in 2025, investing in AI mattered, and it will matter more in 2026. But investing in people to make the most of that AI is going to give you that huge multiplier. Leaders in 2026 don't have the luxury. We don't have the luxury of ignoring the gap between tech potential and human capability. The numbers, they make it so clear. AI boosts productivity, but only if leaders unlock it. Skills that have been in our businesses for a while are becoming obsolete, and they're becoming obsolete fast. Trust and purpose matter a lot. They matter even more now. And leadership isn't just about managing change. It's about closing that human loop where strategy influences our behavior, data informs our judgment, and leaders create the conditions for both humans and machines to thrive in our organizations. So look, if this resonates, please share it with someone who's leading teams and leading people. And I want to make sure that we have an opportunity to make the most impact within the business world in 2026. This has been the Weekly Loop on the Human Loop Show. I'm Ben Stocken. I'll catch you next time.